Hi guys, welcome back to the Addicted Bookworm. It is wonderfully Saturday and I'm off. I'm off for the weekend. I have my phone off so nobody at work can call me because I am determined to insert boundaries between work and home that cannot be crossed. So in today's video, I am going to be talking about my decision to essentially basically send most of my books to archive. And here's the thing about it is when you do this, you have no clue if you have actually read the book. You don't know. Now if you're in tuned with the fact is you have already read that book, then that's not an issue. You can delete it or whatever you want to do with it. But the reason I did it is quite simple. I am getting sick and tired of just randomly buying ebooks and be like, yeah, I'll get to it at some point in the future, and I never do. So by sending my archives to whatever, I actually save a lot of space for books I actually want to read. So I am currently reading this book. It's entitled, see here, Fallen into the Pit, and it's the same author that did the Brother Cadfael Mysteries, Ellis Peters. Now, I am on chapter 9 of 10 chapters, and I'm currently because my Glow Light 4 is currently charging up. I'm reading it on my tablet. This is actually a tablet that I got about a year and a half ago, over a year and a half ago, where they were actually teaming up with they were teaming up, like Barnes & Noble teamed up with Lenovo to produce this tablet. And unlike a lot of other tablets that you cannot purchase ebooks for on the thing, you can actually get ebooks off of it. So that is something that I'm very happy about, and I use this when my device is recharging. And the fact that I read a lot, I use this when I really want to sit down and read a book off my Nook. I definitely am going to make sure that I have this one near me. So as I said, I'm almost done with the book, and it is turning out to be a really good book. I'm really enjoying it. Ellis has other books in the series, but I want to kind of wait until I have like 5 books read, and then I'm going to get the second book, because I do want to see what the cases that he does. So I'm almost on the verge of having 24 unread books just on my device. Not talking about archived or none of that. I can actually access on my device. And then of course I'm going to continue with the second book in the it deals with chocolate. It deals with chocolate. And I'm going to do that. And I am really super excited about that. So the tablet, I don't spend like over an hour reading a chapter. I spend probably up to about 40 minutes reading a chapter. But this is the thing about it, is that I have made the determination that I really need to be focusing on curating the books I actually want to read, and not be like, oh yeah, let me click. It does, yes, just because you have the money doesn't mean you should do it. Also, a lot of the books I have archived, I have not read yet. So what I'm actually going to do is, when I get my 5 books read and I say, I don't really have the money. I don't have the money right now to actually, get another book. Let's see what's on my archive. And then I look at it, and then it's like, oh, okay, I can read that book because I know I haven't read that book. And then I put it back to active, and it immediately pops up onto my device. I don't have to spend money. It's all good and great. One of the huge things I really happen to love about Barnes & Noble, besides the fact is they're not Amazon, and I have not yet seen any reports of people dying, is the fact that they have $1.99 deals, $2.99 deals, $3.99 and below deals. So you click it and you're looking for a real cheap read. You can, especially if you've read all your books that you have ever gotten, and you're looking for something else to read, like, oh yeah, I've read all these books, and or you're just not in the mood to read what you already have on your archive. Oh, wait, hey, here's a book, and then you get the book and you read it, and you're like, awesome, and then you can send it to archive if you want. But that's the thing about why I really like Nooks a lot better than Kindles, is that yes, they don't have the kinds of books that people like to read, especially a lot of people that are into indie authors. However, they all have literally New York Times best-selling authors that I truly want to read, and I don't really care about reading a mountain of indie books, because some of them unfortunately are AI slop. And I know some people say, well, Barnes & Noble is allowing AI books, and I'm thinking to myself, look, just go with authors that you have read for years, that don't do this, and stay away. You don't have to buy that book. So that is my position on AI. If you're used to a certain author and they bring out a new book and you pick it up and it's not AI slop, then you won a little tiny battle. Unfortunately, AI is coming into every aspect of our lives, whether we like it or not. And I really think it's going to do a lot of damage to our brains, to our brain cells. That's why it's best to really try to avoid it as much as you possibly can. So yeah. So what I did was I did something. I went on my archives and I grabbed the first book in the Booktown series, sent it back to archive, and voila, I'm back to having 5 books. So the next book I read after this one is, of course, the chocolate one, and the first chapter was on my Nook right here. It's currently charging. Was going to be an hour and 19 minutes. I checked on here, and it's going to be about 29 minutes. So there is a huge difference. And for people that don't know, this is dark mode. I prefer to read, like, if I'm on my tablet, I prefer to read it on dark mode. Another thing that I did, I did not know this, but I don't know I don't know if it's because of what kind of tablet this is, or it's just, all of them. But they have a setting section, which all have. But you go into it and you hit notifications, and you can pick what notifications you actually want. Like I chose Libby, Kindle, Kobo, and Nook. And all the other ones I will not get notifications on. So this is actually turned into a device that I do not get distractions, which is what I really happen to like. This was $149.99, $139.99, because I got 10% off. I absolutely love this device. This is why I'm never going to give this up. Now, if this starts, like, giving me a seizure, not me, but it starts acting like it's having a seizure, I will go over back to Barnes & Noble, and I will pick the smaller version of this tablet, and I will just read from that. I told my brother, like, when the new one came out, like, about a week or so ago for his birthday, he was like, oh, I bet you're going to buy that one. I'm like, no, I'm not. This still works. And I'm going to tell you something. If I get 10 years on this, this is going to be great. I don't care. I really would love to get 10 years on it. I really would. But I love it. And I have never even thought about selling it. It is just such a great non-e-reader. Um, I can check out books from it. If I do want to read on the Kindle app, I can read on the Kindle app, though I prefer not to. So yeah, it's great. It's like if I just want to read on the Libby app, I can read on the Libby app. That's not an issue. Um, so it's something I really happen to like using. Oh, now it's green. But yeah, so as I said, I've been hearing a lot about, oh, why don't you just curate your library? Don't just pick whatever you want to pick up because you think it's going to be great. Really think long and hard about what you're actually buying. And I firmly believe in that wholeheartedly. Always be aware, always be okay, I went into my archive and I deleted at least 20 books. Those are gone. I'm like, I will never get them again unless I choose to buy them again, but I have no desire to buy them again. But anyways, just really enjoying not reading on a reader that is from Amazon. And I know it's really kind of weird. I don't mean to cut my sentence off like this, but I just remembered something. I was watching this short, and they're claiming that Barnes& Noble discontinued their Nooks. They're not making any more Nooks. And someone actually commented and said that is absolutely incorrect. And then I commented, said, this short brought to you by Amazon. Literally, stop lying about the Nook. The Nooks are still being produced. Nooks are not being produced in the same kind of amount that Kindles are. But I will tell you something. I remember, what was it, when the Colorsoft came out and all the bad reviews came out. I was like, damn, I already have a color e-reader. And of course, I like to furtherly go and say, well, I have a colored e-reader that actually is an e-reader. Looky, doesn't have a line underneath it. Ooh. But I was very happy that mine didn't have it. So, but come on, guys, come on. Anyways, yeah. So that's what I did, and even though I'm doing these clearing my Kindle videos, I really am taking my time with these books because I do have other books I really do want to read. This October, I will be moving The Mist from archive to active because I do want to read that book for the Halloween season. I cannot believe that we are 2 months away from October. That is absolute insanity. It really just showed time does in fact fly. But yeah, so do I regret my purchase of this device? Absolutely not. And the reason I got it was around the time I got it, Amazon workers were striking against Amazon because of what they were doing to them. Prime example, about a month or 2 months ago, I don't remember how, I know it was recently, this guy died while working for Amazon. And then of course you had all the drivers that deliver our packages that were told that they could not come in during a tornado. Literally, just what the heck. And they had to hope and pray that a tornado actually did not touch down. So Amazon does some pretty crappy things, and this is why I was like, I'm going to go and see what they have. I hadn't seen Nooks in quite a long time, like a really long time. And I saw this device, and I was like, wow, I can have my Libby on here, and I can do it. Would be great. It would be awesome. And I actually went over to Barnes & Noble and picked mine up. And despite one time having to take it back 2 weeks after I got it because it was doing the weirdo thing, and literally it drew a crowd of employees, look what it's doing, look what it's doing. Oh yeah, Barnes & Noble, gave me a replacement that quickly because it was right in front of their faces. And they just like, picture time, picture time, picture time. And I've had this since, and it has been an amazing experience. I actually like this so much better than the Kindle Colorsoft or the Kindle Paperwhite. Because, first of all, it's not manufactured by Amazon. And two, I can read graphic novels in color. It's great. I love it. And if I was going to go with one company, it would definitely have to be Barnes & Noble. But I got my Kobo and happy with my Kobo as well. Anyways, oh yeah, another thing I like also about the Nooks is there's no subscription. Like, yeah, they have a membership thing. People naturally get it because they want to get the stamps and they want to get the free books and stuff. But as for me, I'm glad that, the deals alone more than make up the fact is there's no version, no Barnes & Noble version of Kindle Unlimited or Kobo Plus. Anyways, that is my video. We'll get back to reading, and I'll see you guys around. Bye.